Maloma lau maria ho eki pe he whoki ke tonga mo Wulankotoa mo mea mai ke polo kalama whakareti o koe ai TWN pe koe tonga World News I he whiawhini. Ko malo atu ke te motoro mo mea mai o ko whahoko whatongi atu I he whiawhini me Seattle, Washington. Ko a Brenda Kongaika pe he whoki kia Emeline Faaumu-Niutei pe he whoki a Dr. Ebrahim me tonga eiki. So this evening, good evening, Emeline and Dr. Ray. Go ahead. Yeah.
Good evening.
Um,
I guess we're just gonna.
Hello, everyone. Today, we will talk about the UFO. It's one of the crazy subjects, and we would like to welcome all of you to Tonga World News. Did we have or do we have UFO? Yes or no? And we will see the Bible, what the Bible said about the UFO. So don't go away.
Yep. And before we start it, Dr. Ray, can you say our prayer?
Yes, that's before the prayer. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven, and you art the whole universe. We pray for you, give us the wisdom and open our mind and give us peace and support us with your Holy Spirit. We believe in you, our Lord Jesus. You are the Son of God, Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Boni.
Nala, pagalabalele ko ula ke tau proklama ko aho tau pule lulueni aho fito o katopa wana wada pa ko tau proklama e pumpo e fevini ka proklama e ka kai tangata men's leadership ka o tau tala no e fefini ke UFO ai ko ko ula ke tau proklama ene ha ene felave I ko pe mo to hitapu pa ko ki mui te tau to lave to ki mui preda pa ke to ke mai pe topika ke tau Taranoke he Kongaki mui tau programa. Kate tau kamata aki ai UFO and Dr. Ray. Welcome back from Tonga. Live from Tonga and Brenda and
Yeah.
I from here in USA. And we are so excited to have you, Dr. Ray, bring out the UFO.
Yeah, because it's a very unique subject. That's why I start to do the intro before the prayer, because it's very unique. And because we aren't talking today about the man leadership, so I think TWN will be the leader in Tonga to talk about the UFO. It's a very unique subject. Before we start, I will start the question to Emeline and Brenda. Emeline, do you believe in UFO?
You know what? I know God created this whole universe, and hold on. And and I believe there are other species and other planets. So, but when it comes to biblical, I kind of wanted to. I'm kind of more curious about that because I've been hearing, and like Brenda said earlier, I've been watching documentary about UFO, and I say, wow, it's opened my eyes. But I kind of wanted to see how this one, went from the Bible perspective, So
Yeah.
and I think you're trying to ask me if I believe it. Yes and no can be no. So But
Yeah, fair
tonight,
enough.
it's gonna be, maybe you're gonna confirm what the little doubt on myself when it comes to UFO.
Actually, the UFO, we'll talk about the history and the science, and we'll talk about the Bible. Now, Brenda Stir, do you believe in UFO?
You're asking me a question that I cannot answer. I told you I was very, very curious about it when I would watch those pictures. The pictures they showed that was on the wall of the pyramid. Okay. Those pictures said there are UFO sightings nowadays in the world, but UFO was normal back then. So I couldn't figure out what back then means. The biblical times or the Renaissance or the now time with the technology.
Perfect. Okay. So let's start with our PowerPoint.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Okay.
Oh.
What is this other?
Yeah, that's the
okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, you guys see it?
Yes.
We have NEPHILIM, that's a Hebrew language. And NEPHILIM, that's it's a mysterious group falling from the sky and married human being. So if you want to understand the Bible, so they use NEPHILIM in the Hebrew Bible. And in the English translation, they say it's sons of gods. So, but in Hebrew, it's NEPHILIM. So the NEPHILIM, it's a mysterious group falling from the sky, married human, and we'll see the result. We go to the second slide. So here, as Brenda said, on the left hand, you can see what I put the arrow. It looks like the
pyramid. Yeah.
The dish.
Yeah.
You see the dish?
Oh, the middle. Yeah.
The middle one.
Yes.
But on the right side, that's the video being caught, the UFO caught from the US Navy. So you can see the similar between this one and this one from the Pharaohs and the American one. Emeline, can you play the video from the US Army?
Okay. You guys still see it or no?
No.
Okay, let me, because the video is played, but hold on. Give me a minute here to go back and.
You could hear the noise.
Yeah, because I was playing it, but in a way that it came
Oh,
out.
I see. Okay.
I'll play it. Give me a minute here. Okay. Do you guys see it now?
Yes.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we go back to our PowerPoint.
Yes.
So what happened here? We have in the Pharaoh's temple, we have a dish looks like the UFO. This 2000 BC. And on the right one, that's 2017 and 2019 video being reported from the US Army. So go to the second one. Very mysterious one. This is Abydos temple. It's in Upper Egypt. And what I put underline, you can see like one looks like helicopter, and one looks like a woman, and the other one looks like a dish from the UFO. Eo, can you see it here?
Yeah, we said that.
This Abydos temple. And that's why people, they thought that's the Pharaoh civilization built by the UFO. Now we go to Tonga. Welcome to Tonga.
Okay, welcome.
The second one. So here, when I arrived to Tonga, we have Tsunami Rock. And when I read the history of the Tsunami Rock, it's not belong to Tonga Tapu, it's belong to Iwa. And the scientists said that's a big tsunami push this rock from Iwa to Tonga Tapu. But that's the scientists. On the following slide, we'll see what being written and record from Tongan ancient. They said here, the God Maui or God Maui, Maui, he was angry. God Maui, he is living Iwa. He get angry from the people in Tonga Tapu, so he throw them with the rock. That's what's being written and recording in Tongan ancient. But why the people called him God Maui? And what happened? And who is Maui? Is he like, you know, when you talk about the history, maybe people create this story or maybe not. Yeah?
Yeah.
So this as introduction. Now we go to the Bible. The third one, a question, did we have in the Bible UFO or NEPHILIM? Nephilim, again, the definition of Nephilim in the Hebrew Bible, that's a mystery group falling from the sky, married human. And the result called Nephilim. Emeline? Where is Emeline?
I don't know, maybe Kiskisi, Maui Kiskisi took her.
You know, it's very important the people to open their mind. So we have history. We have Pharaoh temple. They draw it. And we have here a story of God Maui. I put everything, but our big question, if we have UFO or Nephilim, did the Bible mention them or not? That is the big question. It's not like what we read in the commentary. Again, in the Bible, when you read the Bible in Hebrew, it's very clear, very clear. But when it's interpreted to the English, there is some of the meaning changed. Like, for example, some verses you will see Nephilim, and some verses you will see sons of God, which is in fact, there is no sons of God. There is only one son, Jesus Christ, the Word of God. Okay. I wish Emeline to go back so we can play the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been taken by the UFO.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I don't know, we continue or wait for Emeline?
Let me call, go ahead and talk, Dr. Ray. I'm getting her.
I'm not sure if we are on or not.
We're on. We're on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing, because, you know, I get the Hebrew verses, and that's very important to people to know,
right?
To see it in front of their eyes. That's UFO mistaking.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know either. Yeah,
so,
she got dropped out.
Yeah, that's by the UFO.
That's what I said. Hey, we thought is the UFO drop you out.
So
we're
Brenda,
still on. We're still on.
Can you do the translation? Tell Emeline put the PowerPoint on the screen again.
Oh, he wanted you to put the PowerPoint onto the screen. Yeah. Yeah. She's trying to come back in, but the PowerPoint got dropped off. Oh, she's coming in.
Okay. Go ahead, guys.
I have a feeling that the stuff that we're putting on through his PowerPoint is being, you know, is being sorted out.
Yeah, by the UFO.
No, by our, you know, some things that are coming through like that to, you know, media. It's, you know, people are not, you know, I don't know, but just my.
No, it's just me. I don't know what happened with my system steady thing and my internet here. Let's go.
Are you okay with your internet? I don't see you, but your backdrop is on.
I keep dropping out. I don't know why. Mark, and then while I'm keep on talking, Dr. Ray, while I'm trying to see if I can put back the PowerPoint. Maybe we can talk about the other topic that Brenda wanted us to talk about, corruption in Tonga, while I'm trying to put this PowerPoint back.
There we go.
I'm not sure what happened. I tell you, there's nothing. I'm telling you, there's nothing I did or changed.
No,
I keep dropping out. I have no idea why.
You just got dropped back by the UFO.
Okay. Go to the PowerPoint and keep your internet.
Okay.
Welcome
so,
to the UFO, the World News.
Okay, now you see the PowerPoint.
Yes, you're good.
Okay, go to after got the Maui.
From the current slide, let's say.
Yeah,
the current slide.
Yeah. Move this one. Yeah, after this, after this, after this. Yeah, and now go to the second one and we'll start from here. So as I said, what is the NEPHILIM? What the first chapter, the first thing mentioned the NEPHILIM was in Genesis 6, verse 4. So I will read in Hebrew, and you can read the English one, and Brenda can read the Tongan one. So here in the Hebrew one, we said, Ha-Nephilim were on Heartes in those Yamim. And also after that, when the Bani Elohim, Bani, it's mean sons. Elohim, it's mean God. So when the Bani Elohim come into the Banot Hadam, Banot, it's mean daughters. So the Bani here, like the sons of God, come and married Adam's daughter, and they bore children to them. The same became what you call it, Gebarim, which were of the old man or men of renown. So what happened here in Genesis 6, chapter 6, verse 4. Sorry, when I speak two different language, so sometimes my English will be affected. So excuse my my accent. So the first thing here, they talk about the NEPHILIM. But in Hebrew, when we use NEPHILIM, it's mean for sky. So there is some mystery people or whatever who they are, they fallen from the sky and married Adam daughters. And then we have the, what we call it, the Gebarim. The Gebarim, that's the people huge, very, very huge, like God Maui. You get this first verse? You want to read it in Tongan?
Let me. I don't have a Tongan Bible here, but maybe I can pull it up on the.
English, then you can translate it to Tongan.
Maybe I can pull it in the.
Okay, so
let me see if I can pull a Tongan version on the.
Okay, in English, the Nephilim were in the earth in those days. So the Nephilim were in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came and unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. So what happened? A result of the Nephilim married to Adam, daughters, we have these huge people. And God get angry. Why Adam daughters married this type of mystery group? Why Adam daughters married the Nephilim? And that's why we have the big flood. But here we have two theories. One theory in the Bible said the sons of God, that's Chis, when the two brothers, when Cain killed his brother, and Chis comes, so the generation of Chis, that's we call sons of God. But in fact, this theory, in my thought and what I read in the Hebrew, it's not as the true. Because when we have the flood happen in Noah's days, there is these people still there. It's not going to anywhere.
That's
You get
interesting.
it? Any
Yes.
question here, Brenda or Emeline?
The question is because I look up at the English version. It's the Nephilim. It's
Yeah,
referred to giants, huh? So, okay.
but
Uh,
that's here. But in Hebrew, Nephilim, if you Google what is Nephilim, the meaning of Nephilim, it will say a mysterious group falling from the sky.
right. Okay.
So because it's falling from the sky, people, they call them an angels. But when we go to see the definition more and more, and then go to the second slide, it's a very, very unique verse. So here, the man actually about 6 feet, but the Nephilim is 36 feet. And in Numbers, I put here Numbers 13, 33. So chapter 13, 33. And there we saw the Nephilim, the Bani Anak, which come of the Nephilim, and we were in our own sight as grass.
Purpose.
And so we are their side. Can you imagine how this Nephilim, when they married Adam daughters, how they get, can you imagine if you been stand in like coconut tree, you see like yourself like a mosquito. And that's what happened when Moses sent these people from Israel to spy on this land. They come and scare and they said, we can't win this war because we are the size of the grasshoppers
Grasshoppers.
in their eyes. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
Wow.
This
So
is interesting.
Yeah.
you want to translate it?
You're doing good English-wise.
Okay,
You know.
so the English here, they said, see the difference between the English and Hebrew. The Hebrew, they said here, and there we saw the Nephilim. But in English version, they said, and there we saw the
Giants.
Gentiles, the sons of Anak,
Anak.
which is not. See the difference between the interpretation,
Yeah.
make the people struggle in the Bible to understand. But in Hebrew, they said Nephilim. Why here in Genesis, in English, they said Nephilim, but in Numbers, they said Gentiles. You get it? But
Yeah.
here, Numbers, we still use Nephilim because this, they come as the result of marriage between Adam generation and the Nephilim.
And Nephilim,
That's
huh?
why they said we saw the Nephilim. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you went to the land and you see the UFO, you will come and run scared. And he said, we can't wear this war because we see the UFO. You get it?
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
what happened. That's what happened to Israel.
You know,
Any question so far?
listening to the Hebrew version of this one here, I felt like there is some lost translation in the Bible, you know.
Yeah.
But this is this is interesting because now it just opened me to another uh, version of the Bible, and it's more making it more understandable now, you know. So
Yeah. That's what our church did. Is they only go by the King James version as it had been translated right. You know, otherwise they won't. You know, they won't take some of the many translations. You know.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
when you read the Bible in a very pure version, there is no need for interpreter because everything is clear.
Right.
You got it?
Yeah.
Now I see why, Dr. Ray, that you have a clear perspective
Clear
of the
mind.
Bible because you kind of the Hebrew version that you use, huh?
Yeah.
Yo.
Saipe,
Then
huh?
we go to the second one. Okay. Everyone knows the story between David and Goliath. Yeah?
Right,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. But the very down there, the scientists, they found a big skull. See how it's big, the head?
Oh my
Yes.
God, how big the head is. Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. But this is Second Samuel, book of
Yes.
Samuel, the second book of Samuel in Hebrew. And there was yet again Melshema, sorry, in Gath. Gath, that's Goliath. That's the one is five. But how they describe Goliath or Gath? Where was a man of great stature and had won every yad. Yad, it's a mean hand. So
6
yad,
figures.
so yad, it's a mean hand. So in each hand, he have 6 fingers, and on every leg 6 toes, 4 and 20 in Nesper. And he also was born to the Rapha. Rapha, it means the area name Rapha. That's the border between Egypt and Israel. So he's born in this area. And remember what he said, he's born in this area. Okay. But in English, another interpretation, and it's very far away. He said, born to the gained. But here he's born in Rapha. Same everything. He described the hand and the foot, okay? But born to the gained, and here born to the Rapha, okay? Actually, Rapha, that's the board, the city, the board city between Egypt and Israel. And the Rapha, it's come from the fall. You know, when someone,
Yeah.
we called fella. So with the generations called Rapha. But this area for specific people falling from the sky and married human. That's where he came from, Gath. That's how he's told. Any questions so far?
No, interesting so far.
Okay, the following one. Okay, here we are. Another interpretation between the Hebrew and English. But in Hebrew, now there was a Yom. Yom, it's mean day. A Yom when the Bani Elohim, the sons of God, which is mean the Nephilim, came to present themselves before Hisham. Hisham, that's one name of God. Like we called Yahweh, we called, so Hisham. And Hastan, that's the devil, the demon or Satan, came also among them. So what this mean? In Hebrew, there is a day for the Bani Elohim to come to present themselves to God. Yes?
Yes.
And in this day, the Satan or the devil come among them, and then he asked about Job. We called Ayuv. Ayuv, that's the Job. But Ayuv, that's in Hebrew. The name of Ayuv, it's Job in English. But here in Job, book of Job, chapter 1, verse 6. One day, the angels, can you imagine? The angels. And in Hebrew, Bani Elohim. So who's the angels here? Why it's in English interpret to the angels? You get what I'm talking about now?
Is it referred to the Michelangelo?
No, I look, I tell you what, if you want to do a clear Bible, you can see how they interpret now. In English interpretation, they said, one day the angels come to represent themselves before the Lord. Did the angels need to represent themselves to God? In fact, no. Yes. In Hebrew, Bani Elohim, because we call them in Hebrew, the Nephilim, they sons of God because they fallen from the sky and married us. But in English translation, they call them angels. But in fact, they Bani Elohim, sons of God. Can see now the lake of interpretation between the Hebrew and English Bible?
Yes, it's very
Hebrew,
different.
if you continue in Hebrew, it's make clear. This the day, the Bani Elohim, which is mean the Nephilim, that's the day to represent themselves to God. But the Satan, the devil, come among them. That's in Job chapter 1, verse 6. So clear so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now we go to second one. Book of Daniel, verses 3:25. This king, he never, if I read the Bible, he's from Gentile, yeah?
Yes.
How come he know and he said, we throw 3 on the fire and the fourth one looks like Son of God? You got it? But again, in Hebrew, the fourth is looks like Bar Elohim, Ben Elohim. See, he looks like Allah, like God. He's Elohim Ben Elohim, which is mean he's the son of God, or God as a son of God. Because the Nephilim in this time was very huge and big. And when this king, he saw the 3 on the fire, he asked the guardians, the soldier, how we throw 3? Because now I can see the fourth one looks like the Son of God. You got it?
Yeah.
Where is Emeline? She's
Yes, I'm
disappeared.
here. I'm listening.
So this, as a result, so far, the Nephilim, and we can see how the people talk about the Nephilim and how the people describe the Nephilim. Angels or Nephilim or sons of God, all these mysteries. But we have one fact here. There is Nephilim, was back to these days, and this Nephilim is fallen from the sky and married the angels. And that's why the people was asking Jesus, in the heaven, we will marry each other. And Jesus said, no, the angels is a spirit. They can't marry. So if the angels, Jesus said, the angels can't marry, why here with the English interpreter, they use the angels? You get my question?
Yes.
Yes.
So again, because the interpret in English was very bad. Very bad to interpret from Hebrew to English.
I can tell now.
Yeah. Maybe we should take
This
a
is the
Hebrew.
first. This is the first time I've seen the Hebrew version of the Bible, and this is very interesting, Dr. Ray.
And now we go to the second one. It's very interesting. This one is from Yazikal, but here on the left photo, this from Greek tomb. You can see how big the people and the measure even high of the coconut tree. You can see the coconut tree?
Yeah.
they highest than the coconut tree. This from one of the Greek tombs. They measured the NEPHILIM and they put the stick, the measure stick between the NEPHILIM and the coconut to see how tall they are. Exactly what being written in Tongan history about God Maui. I try to make comparison between what's being written in the Tongan ancient and what happened in the Bible, so people can get open mind. I know you guys so far like, okay. And here in English one, but they don't lie. God here tell the people, don't sleep with them. Don't marry them. Because they fallen from where? From the hell.
Lena, are we off?
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
Yeah. So why God tell the people don't marry from them? Because they fallen from the hell.
Okay.
I don't want to marry them. Don't do any generation with them. But go to the Hebrew Bible.
Okay.
Okay. And they shall not lie with the Geberon, are fallen of the Arelim. Fallen mean like they fall from, you know, when you are in the top of the tower and you fall to the air. God said, don't sleep with them because they fallen from the, even not in English to say from the hell, but they fallen from the, somewhere from the sky. That's actually in Hebrew. You got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But in English, finally, they said they fallen.
Fallen warriors.
So why God tell us don't marry them? That's mean these people is there, or not people. I can't say them, it's people. But this group of mystery Nephilim was in the Bible, and God put it as a law. Don't marry from them. You got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, it's clear, Dr. Ray.
Any question? Because Brenda, like, she is quiet so far.
I'm writing, you know.
No question right now. It's just
I'm
interesting.
noting.
It's interesting to know that this is a huge difference with the Hebrew and the English version, you know.
Yeah. And here in Hebrew, after he used fallen, he said, which are gone down to the world they have laid. You know, it's very, very clear. But you ask yourself, why God gave order to us, do not marry them. And this back to the flood. Why God get angry when the people married the Nephilim, which is in the English version, they said, God get angry when the sons of God married the human. And I ask myself, for everyone read the English one, why God get angry for his sons to marry Adam's daughters? But in fact, he's angry because the sons of Adam married the Nephilim, falling from the sky. And that's very clear in this one here. God said, do not, you know, it's an order, do not. Yeah, and it's very clear here. Then we go to Matthew.
The next one?
Yeah. Here, why the people back to these days, they don't believe Jesus is the Son of God. The Hebrew version, we have this type of image. The Son of God, he must be like 36 feet and high and, you know, very strong. And he will live for long. No one can like compete him. And that's why here in Matthew 11, chapter 11, verse 19, and even Luke, chapter 7, verse 34, Jesus said, the Son of Man, he come to eat and drink among with you. Yeah, but no one. And in Matthew 22:30, when Jesus said, the angels can't marry. Yeah. So who's the Nephilim here? When the English translation or English version, they said in the Old Testament, there is angels. Hey, you? So if it's angels, that's why people, they ask Jesus, and Jesus was so clear. Angels, they are spirit, they can't marry. And when I come to you as human, not as Nephilim, you don't believe me. You get now? This is one of the big questions. Can you put us to the screen?
Sure. Okay.
So the question here, because the Jewish, back to these days, we have this image. The sons of God, he looks like Nephilim. This tall, huge, power, you know, and he's the king. He's the God. Like in Tongan ancient history, they call God Maui or God Maui.
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 Yes.
So that's why when Jesus started to preach the people, no one believed him. Because the image here from the Hebrew Bible, or sorry, not Bible, from the Hebrew, from the Torah, and all the prophet, the image, you can see the image of the Nephilim. Even from the other king, when he said, I saw three, but now I saw the fourth one looks like the sons of God. So here, the image, the sons of God, it's here, it's an image. And when Jesus come to us, like us, people refuse. And that's will make you understand why they keep fighting Jesus. Because that's not the image. He's the Son of God. They've been taught
In their
in
mind.
the Hebrew. Yeah. And
I
the
see.
Torah and the Old Testament.
Mm.
And that's why
Wow.
Jesus was so clear. When the Son of Man come like you, eat, drink, sleep, you don't believe it. Because the Nephilim, actually, the generation between the fallen from the sky and the Adam daughters, they are very, very strong, very, very strong people. They can't, even the way they eat, it's not like us. That's why Jesus said, I come like you. I eat, drink, I'm in your size. But people hear the image. Like, for example, you know, the image, it's very important. When you taught in something, when you are young, the image is here.
Right.
Like you thought about America, USA, and that's all your dream. And when you go to the USA, the image here, different than reality.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. People thought, go to USA, happy life, but
Yes.
still hard. Still hard.
Yeah, that's why we're still thinking of Tonga, because the image that we have of Tonga when we left, it's still
Was
you know,
beautiful.
was
Yes.
beautiful, and the country was so
Clean.
unique, you know.
Clean. The
And,
leaves. And
but I tell you, that's again here, it's in reality. When you have image on the system and the system not recognize as you will do the same. You got it. Because the system in Hebrew, I'm telling you, in Jewish, the system, it's in the image of the Son of God.
Mm.
yes.
He will
Yes.
come to be the king for 1,000 years.
I
Yeah.
would like to have a copy of the Hebrew Bible version.
Yeah. Can you buy one?
I think so,
I
but they sent to
I
us
will give
the
you the one, but I tell you, you can read in English, but there is some word it was still in Hebrew. Here I was teaching Cici and the family kids the Hebrew language. I start like 3 lessons, but then they given up.
Oh, I
It's
see.
a beautiful language,
for
I
me,
bet.
for me, it's a very easy language. But you know, when I speak Hebrew and then I speak English in the same time, oh my gosh, all the words stuck in my mouth. Very,
Yeah.
very
How
hard.
many languages you speak, Dr. Ray?
I speak English, Arabic, and
Arabic.
Hebrew. Je parle français. I speak French. Je parle italiano.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
speak Italian, and that's it.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
languages.
And Coptic language and Coptic language.
I
Baltic.
bet you're gonna be speak Tongan soon. So
You speak, yeah, yeah.
Saipe.
It's very hard, you know, the pronounce sometime because it's when I come to, like I said, oh, it's a 16 alphabet letters, it will be easy, but no, you know.
Let me say this, Dr. A. Do you think Gulliver, the book, did you read Gulliver's Travel? That
No.
big man? That's a book, a very common book for elementary kids, where this big man was on the ground and us little people was climbing all over him and tie him up.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Gulliver's Travel? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe he was one of these men that was falling from the sky.
Yeah. So now we have UFO.
Yes.
And we have NEPHILIM. So the NEPHILIM falling from the sky. So
Yeah.
who's this group falling from the sky, married Adam daughters, and they have this generation, and God get angry, have the first flood, and then this group is still there, and then God get angry and he put it as a law, don't marry from the NEPHILIM. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what you think now? So actually, the UFO, if I may say, may be the NEPHILIM. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the very last generation being in the Bible in Daniel, this huge, and when you read the story of King David, when you read the story, one person, and he have all the Israel army, and he attacked all of them, and no one can do one thing to him. You know why? Because if you go back to Numbers, they looks like a mosquito in his eye. And if you go to the Greek tomb, you'll see how tall. They taller than the coconut tree. So can you imagine one person, he attacked the whole army, and none of them can do anything to him?
You know, Dr. Ray, you know, like the Haamonga in Tonga, they talk about you know how we look at it, you know, that Haamonga in Tonga. When they look at it, people think like in our generation, wow, I wonder how did they put this together? But look like there were maybe 36 feet men doing this job, and these stones were small for them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm thinking the men back in the days were so huge, and these were a small stone for them, you know?
Yeah, just like maybe picking Iwa and just to play with the stone in Tonga tapos.
I know, that's what. Now we're thinking back in the days, these men were so tall and huge, you know? So now we're looking at all this big stone they put together was maybe marbles to them. They were playing with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, when you talk about the ancient, they mentioned God Maui,
Yes.
and they written, but the scientists said it's tsunami, big tsunami push
Rock,
this rock.
right.
And why this rock only? why there is no other rocks or anything.
There are
know?
many rocks. My family has a big rock right by the harbor of their estate. My malo, Emeline. So this huge
In
rock
Vava'u.
in
She's talking
Vava'u.
about in Vava'u, Dr. Ray.
It's this huge rock is right by where the boats were being moored in, eh? And this big rock, they named the rock to the hero. Many years back, his name is Mapilitoa. And so
sound like we have a lot of Nephilim here in Tonga.
I bet you. Look, and then the rock Mapitoa, because the toa is there. It's like a marble to them, but this is huge. It's a huge rock. And it's one of the rock. It's bigger than the rock that you showed.
But I tell you, when I go in reality, this is a very big rock. But again,
so next time you go to Vava'u, Dr. Ray, go look for this rock that Brenda was saying. What's the area? Is Waimalo?
Yes.
But I tell you, there is some history on the ancient people, they don't believe it. Like, because they said, people in these days, they try to make heroes and they create these stories. But when you read the Bible, did the Bible need to make this type of heroes of the mystery group, call them Nephilim?
No, that's the real thing that the Bible is bringing,
But the problem is because the interpreter,
the interpreter,
there's some word in Hebrew, like to translate one word, actually it will go for 2 lines to understand what this, like actually they translate the meaning of it. But they just like angels. So why God will get angry when the angels? In fact, Jesus said, the angels, the spirit, they can't marry. But in Hebrew, when you read the Hebrew, they use Nephilim, Bani Elohim. And they call it Bani Elohim. Bani, it's mean sons. And that's why the mystery thing. But again, I want to talk about the image which is here. Because when people, when you hear a story from your mom, like for me in Egypt, when the mom, she want the boy to stay in the house, not to go outside, and want us to sleep, she put us in the room, turn off the light. Remember, there is a ghost outside. If you go, the ghost will eat you, will bite you. So this is image here. Even when we grow up, we still have the image of the ghost who is waiting for us outside to bite us. You get it? And that's the image in the Jewish. They have the image, the Son of God, the Messiah, or the Messiah. They waiting for him to come, because that's the image of the Son of God.
Yeah.
So,
we're almost at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
I'm hearing you. Yeah.
So are we?
I want to go back to the slide.
Yes.
Because the last slide show, and you will discover what the scientists found.
Okay.
The last one after this one. Yes.
Is this the last one?
Yeah. When the scientists discovered the big skull, you can see the head.
Yeah.
And that's the report. English report.
And where did they discover this at?
Victoria County. By Texas.
Yes, by Texas University.
That's probably where Schwarzenegger came from. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wow.
But see here, 40.
So now the Bible, now the science is proving the Bible.
Yeah, 40,000 to 46,000 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But here, you can see, what about if they found the skull of God Maui or the one in
Yeah.
Kova? That would be the big discovery ever.
But you know, we always believe in myths, you know, the stories, the fairy tales, because that's why we never pursue the story about the you know, these big people or the gods or whatever, because we know they exist, because those stories were told over and over. Huh, Emeline? They were told by those generations.
So that's the last, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, wow. That was
That's the last of the
Thought
PowerPoint.
will take time about the mystery subject, but it's finished fast.
no, it's a
Did
timing
you,
right.
Dr. Ray, did you want me to put that PowerPoint back on too?
Yeah, you can put the
Okay.
PowerPoint back and you can speak in Tongan, do the translation in Tongan language, and then we can talk about any subject else you want. So I leave the Tongan now for you.
I'm talking about this one here. Brenda?
Aya ko finding enya itexisi.
Go yeah.
Aya na no fo enya fo ki mu aya he generation ke he mu. Aya ko mauto mormona rini.
Go yeah.
Ko mauto mormona na
We can
second
this one and then we'll talk. Okay.
Yeah. The Book of Mormon is a second testament to the Bible. And this is God's book in our church. This is God's hands in this book, that we were here in this country. That when he was, when the third day of his resurrection, that he came to his people here, he says that I will be back to his followers, right? He had to show him his hands, and he said he'll come back to them. He on part of the Book of Mormon, he came to his people here, and he talked to them. But the only reason why I'm saying that, because I always look for something that is more visible, that is more so rocket right, that connects the dots on the Book of Mormon. South America, they got it because of the big kingdom of the what people, of those ancient, Spanish, Mexican people.
Yeah, but as you said, like I'm not talking about Mormon or Catholic or
No, you're right. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the Old Testament, it's one.
Right.
But I'm talking about, I believe we separated to many churches because the lack of the English interpreter.
Yes.
Yes.
Now
I can see that, Dr. Ray. Yes.
When you read the Hebrew, it's so clear.
Yes, it's so clear in the Hebrew.
But because the English or French, any interpretation to any other language was not clear enough, and that's make the people argument, and they separated to a lot of churches because, again, the interpretation was late. And nowadays, what you would see every couple of days, a new version. Every couple of days, a new version. But in Hebrew,
Lena, you all right?
Yes, I'm
in
okay.
Hebrew, we have one version, never changed.
Yeah.
We have one version from Moses' hand, the prophet Moses' handwriting. Never changed. It's not like every year you'll see a new version Hebrew of the Bible. No. It's one version from the beginning to the end. But the English, every time you have a new version, a new version, new version. And that's make the people get angry. Why we have this type of new version? Because the people, when they read the Hebrew, no, that's not the meaning. So they do another version. And then, no, that's not the reading. And then all the churches fight to each other. Who's right and who's wrong. And I think Jesus make it clear. In the heaven, there's a lot of houses. It's not about it, you are right or you are wrong. The only thing he said, give me your heart and your eye follow my ways. Yeah. And
Yes.
one thing, show me what you believe in your handwork. Because the devil believe in God, but their handwork away. So if you said, I believe in Jesus or I believe in God, but your handwork is against what you said, that's mean you are not Christian. You are not believing God. And what you pray, as Jesus said, these people gave me the glory by their lips, but their heart away from me.
You know, you just bring out exactly what the king stated on his speech like yesterday, you know, because we need to live in Tonga as a Christian. We cannot pronounce, we cannot claim, you know, like we spoke about this, you know, we cannot claim that we're Christian, but our action is far away from being Christian, you know. And I think that's part of his speech yesterday, Brenda. If you listen to that, huh?
Yes, I did. And
Yeah,
it was
I think
very,
on the
very
first part of it,
powerful. Very powerful.
yeah, very powerful one,
And not
Dr.
so
Ray.
many words. In not so many words he said.
Yes.
But the way he says it, you know, it just interpret to a lot of beautiful things if you follow through with what Christianity means.
Yes. And that is so true. But you know, I want to maybe say this in Tonga because Dr. Ray wants us to interpret what we just talk about. Aya Brenda ko UFO ko ni na nila ko kaya met utohi ko ni atohi tapu hono fa fe hona ke ko ke tohi ko I mean ki version ko Hebrew but tau sia le ma kono tono no I faton le hono liliu
Yeah.
pero me ka o siga ni ponia Brenda ko tok whakau kawa ta ke ngai fu maka ko na ta no ke hange ko ha monga hange ko maka ko na ko ta mai ko tsunami rock ko I e wa pe mo maka ko na ke lau ko vai malo ko tok ko aska fe fini ya ko sa ta I ki ai ta ko maka ko ha maka la hi ke ka kai ko he kuonga ko
No.
Para pe ko te fe fini ko UFO aya na tau pe ko whaile a tonga ko tau ake ngā ngana mehelangi, Ai ko ari fo ko ne u kakai ko mehelangi pe na mari ko ke ngai o whiwhine ko o atama o iai ko for his generation ko na lau ko Dr. Ray ai ko senes vai ulakia vese o no,
Right.
But tau sio ngai ke ne hanga ko whamoni mai ko a UFO ko ki he toi tapu Tako siya take tau te tap whaparangi au ku lai au pita fu mea ia more me ai au taton ke ta whoki tau ai ke te tap whakahepelu o lawe.
Ia,
Kalu,
ia, pag mon fog na hange ka tana whanongo na pe futa o fluent ia I he ref ka he pelu.
koia.
E futa helu. Ka ko pepe au ia, ka pa ia hata tohi tapu. Oh, we're very interested to get a
Yes,
Hebrew
very
Bible.
interested too. We're gonna have a copy of the Hebrew version of the Bible, Dr.
Yeah,
Ray.
and
Because now it just opened our eyes to a lot. For me, I've been reading the Bible, but now I can see a lot of missing thing in there. But I think if I'm gonna have this Hebrew version of it, then my understanding of the Bible will like. I'm telling you, Dr. Ray, that when I mentioned the other day, when it comes to the Bible, if I can bring you with maybe a 5 in Tonga and debate the Bible, I don't think so anybody can measure up to how you know about this. Now I know the secret because you have the Hebrew version of the Bible and you really have a different understanding where the Bible is, you know.
No,
And-
and Christianity, the real true meaning of Christianity has to be based on some factual, sacred, and godly teaching.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
should write a book about that, Dr. Ray.
I
And
will.
get it.
And then
Yeah.
You know
remember,
what is
Dr.
very
Ray, I want to
sad?
mention one thing on the PowerPoint, Dr. Ray.
Yeah.
The measurement they put up there,
You want to put it back?
Kakai, it was like the coconut was like below the measurement. So
Yeah.
these people were so huge. I
Oh,
now for lalaki na to liya he tau ulo niu. Brenda.
yeah,
Now
but
it
we
makes
also,
sense. Now it makes sense. The Hamonga was not huge to them back then, you know.
no.
No, my God, for makagwe Hamonga, eh.
It was
And
like
then
a toy. It was like a toy.
for ko Brenda ki he ha ko ni langi ko na imea. Ana
Ilapaha.
ilapaha, eh.
Yes.
Otulangi, eh.
Yeah.
Saka nga for makagwe na honga for tutu ko ni otulangi, eh.
Yes.
Waka tawaka makaya na lalahi ke fukakai ko ni aya ko kakai tong aya ko fukakai lalahi pe ia ai no he tau
And they're
sebe
all
ni
over the world. The Tongan people are all over the world.
you know the royal tomb and in La Paja, Dr. Ray, we've been there. They call it those stones. They're not huge for the people back in the days, you know.
You know what I want to
Now
say?
it makes sense, Dr. Ray.
What I want to say.
Go ahead.
When the people in any country, they wrote something, respect them. Don't say they just created because you can't see.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about that.
You know, when
right
the
about
scientists come here to put their view, this is come from tsunami. You know, before they call it Maui rock. But since these people come, they said it's tsunami. But what the Bible said? Actually, the Bible, he confirmed these people, this mystery group was
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
So respect your history. You
Yes.
know, I respect my history. Even when I see this type of UFO and helicopters in the Pharaoh's temple, I still respect where I come
Yes.
from.
That is so true, Dr. Ray. And you know, the tsunami, that word is not a word back in the days. That's a word, a reason why they add to the, you
They
know what I'm
call it
saying?
the red wave.
Yeah, so you're right. They have to respect the history. They can't change history anyway. That's
No.
also one
No.
thing.
Yeah.
But you know,
And
that's why we need to educate this generation because nowadays they want to erase a lot of history, but people need to respect the history and you know we cannot
And you
erase
know,
history.
when I read the history of the tsunami rock or Maui rock, I was so happy. You know why? Because first time in my life, I get approval from the NEPHILIM. From Genesis, I see it by my eye when the people put in record, this Maui was
Yes.
get angry from the people in Tonga Taba and he started to throw them with rocks to shut their mouths. See? Talking from ancient, make the people,
Right.
even
Wow.
Maui was angry, but lucky I'm not Maui. I'm
No,
human.
no.
Otherwise, I will throw them with rocks.
Yeah.
My goodness.
But for me, as person read the Bible, and the Bible is my life. And all my life, I was just like, so these all stories in the Bible, not been anywhere else. Even when I see the Greek temple and they hide then the coconut tree. But all this question, because I want here my mind to believe. And when I come to the tsunami or Maui rock, wow. So the Bible is true. The Bible is true. The truth is this Nephilim, there's one of the Nephilim was here in Tonga ancient, back to these days.
Wow.
And if you understand Genesis, the Numbers, the Old Testament in Hebrew, not in English, because
Right.
there is a lot of lack of interpretation, you will understand and you will be happy that the Nephilim rock approved the Bible.
Wow.
And it's not created by people hallucinated. No, because there is a Nephilim was here. As you said, there is a Nephilim in Vava'u too. So that's
Yes.
approved the Bible. What's been in Tonga, it's approved the Bible. And I'm telling you, this will bring a lot of people, tourists, to Tonga. Why? Because the Nephilim approve the story in the Bible. We have here been recorded in Tongan ancient, the Nephilim, which is Maui and the other one in Vavau and whatever who else. But you will be proud of yourself that the smallest island in the world, they approve the story in the Old Testament. And I'm telling you, I was so happy to read about Maui, or they call it God Maui back to these days, because that's approved the Nephilim.
That's right.
Wow.
And the tourism here, they must use this story according to the Hebrew Bible. And I'm telling you, a lot of crazy people, they come like, when you read the King David story, you've been thinking, how tall this man? But in fact, if you just imagine Maui, how tall he is, with what happened in Numbers, you can confirm a little one, like a mosquito in his eye, but he have God. See how God, when you have God, you don't care about who's they tall and how the power they have. With one stone, maybe this stone like maybe nothing to him.
Right.
No. But God make this little stone as a big power to come between his eye and he fall down. But if you want to imagine, the person King David was fight, you can see the approval of Maui, the one he threw the stone from Iwa to here, according to the history in written.
Yeah.
So
And
where
see
is
with
this tsunami rock is located now, Dr. Ray? In Tonga.
Okay, go to the slideshow.
Okay.
It's near to Homa, but go to the slideshow.
Sure.
Yeah, go to number 4.
I guess I'll just have to go back like this.
Okay.
Okay, this
Yeah,
one.
one more. Yeah, this the one. You can read the location now.
Oh, is it Kala'au? Okay.
But see that the stone weight 3.5 million pounds. See how big?
Right. Right over
So
there.
for someone carrying 3.5 million pounds, and he throw it from Iwa to here, can you imagine how big he is? That's like nothing to him. Can you read it in Tongan so the people can
I wanted to ko maka ko ning tu Kala'au itong tapu ay termay ko
Hihifo mahalo.
ko ya hihifo. You know that they ala ki Kala'au Brenda,
No.
but I have no idea where exactly Kala'au itong ay.
Yeah.
Ai
It's
ko maka ko
after
ni kono
Homa.
malunga ku fute tolu no te kono mamba fa tolu poine nima miliona pauni
Yes.
And even, you know, when the science said it's a tsunami, big tsunami pushed this rock, I never seen tsunami can push 3.5 million pounds.
Yeah, I don't see that either. I wonder who wrote this one to say this tsunami. I wonder who named it a tsunami. Okay.
The
Ay
science,
It's
maka
an
kanika
English
tolo
word.
amawi
Eh. Ko mantui ko ngahi mea pia tatori to ngā o iai pe mea mohono talanoa.
Koia. Koia.
Very ordinary things in our eyes. Koe whai e maui kiskis, peko maui atalanga, peko maui hai, he?
Uh,
You know, we believe those because it's in our blood,
No,
you know.
go to the second one
okay.
and read this paragraph, the one I put the
The
red line.
highlight. Ako o tua ko
Describe
maui kis ye. Aina ita ia he mea. I haka ni Brenda. Ka hai never.
He was
Awoken by
married,
crowning of his
yeah.
father, Brewster.
Yeah.
and
And he,
according, read the second paragraph, which is according to,
According to the myth.
yeah.
so the fowl escaped from Ewa to Tongatapu, but Maui Kiskisi kept hurling rocks at him. And this boulder at Kala'au was the largest rock he used to hurt at the rooster.
I think it's
Hurl
Hurl at the
at the
rooster. Yeah.
rooster. Yeah.
Ai ka ne ngana ya dai tolo moa.
Koe tolo moa, pa koe fui makai ana is o hange beha size of a marble, like you said, to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you go to Numbers, you will see the difference between the mantle and the go
Yeah.
to slides.
Yeah.
Is it the next one or the backward?
No, the next one. Yeah, next one. Next one.
That one.
This is the one we're talking about.
No.
See, the very little one, that's the man. The big one, see the difference, 6 to 36 feet.
Wow.
Can you imagine 36 feet? That's like a street.
Street light?
That's why the coconut tree is very small.
Yeah.
But you can see how power they are. When they just carrying a rock 3.5 million pounds and they throw it from Iwa to here. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's why when I came to Tonga and I heard about the tsunami rock, I was in the image, see the image again in my brain. Oh, wow, I will see this rock. But when I look there, and I've been thinking of Fakakauka, how come the rock, how come tsunami push this huge rock to just like the end of mountain or the hill? And then I read the story and I said, wow, it's first time for me to see people wrote as the Bible said about the NEPHILIM.
Whoever call it the tsunami rock trying to change history, but I think I like it when they say ko makatolo a Maui, eh?
Makatolo a Maui, ko yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is makatolo?
A stone you throw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it says
I think that's what it says in the
because Maui was a godly giant. That rock was a rock, not a boulder. Yeah. But to us, it's a triple of a boulder.
You know what I said? Be proud of your history, your ancient. Don't let anyone just try to change it. Because for me, I'm so proud. I'm telling you, for me, when I read the Bible, there is a lot of questions. And like I've been asking myself, there is no sign of any of the Nephilim being here.
Right.
And then I found in Tonga, wow.
It has to be Tonga.
I tell you, this will bring a lot of tourists here in Tonga. Because a lot of people want to see what is the Nephilim.
Yes.
What is the history? A lot of people, they crazy about
Don't give away your book now.
But that's interesting with our culture, how important it is. And I think, Dr. Ray, you brought a very important a point that we need to educate our new generation about
You
this.
need,
This
yeah,
this
yeah,
is something that the school need to go in for their field trip, and have
yes,
the kids, taught about this, because this is very important. I came from Tonga. I never knew that rock was existed in Tonga. Because I never had a field trip to this rock. I never been to Kala'au, but this is very interesting.
yes.
But you know what, Dad? The sad story.
What?
When I ask the people here in Tonga about the tsunami rock, 1% know about it, and 99
Don't
where
know.
this they
That
never know.
include me and Emeline
I
here.
know. That's
No,
why
but I tell
it's
you,
so
Feel about
sad.
that.
you've been in America, you've been in USA for 30 years or 20 years, but I'm talking about people, they live here, they never go anywhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
They never heard about it. I'm telling you, maybe 5%, 10% know about the tsunami rock or Maui or God Maui, and 90% they don't know about who's Maui, who's the tsunami rock, what the history of it,
Mm.
We
you
have a
know.
lot of work to do, Dr.
Yeah.
Ray.
And
But I'm telling you, I put this one there. But in general, the
Yes.
UFO and the NEPHILIM, the Bible said NEPHILIM falling from the sky. And God was angry when the people married this mystery. And I like mystery because even when you Google about NEPHILIM, they will tell you a mystery group on the Bible. So this mystery falling from the sky, God get angry from human to union with them, to marry them, to have kids from them.
Mm.
Yeah. And this create the Nephilim generation. But the
my
last one,
question,
yeah.
Dr. Ray. Okay, because I remember you talk about this Nephilim that fallen was spirit. How did they end up marrying if they were spirit?
No,
The
they not spirit.
Okay, okay,
Because Matthew, God make it clear. When they asked Jesus, did the angels marry? Jesus said the angels never married because they're spirit.
right.
So we have approval from Jesus that the angels, they can't marry. So that's mean the Nephilim, they are not angels. And in Ayuv or Job, that the day of the Nephilim come to present themselves to God. And then among this day, among the Nephilim, the devil come among them, and he was asking about Ayuv or Job, and you call it in English Job, But at the end of the day, we have here another creation. The very last communication between the human and the Nephilim was in King David's story. And after that, that's it. So why this connection being cut? Because God have order, but God tell us don't marry from them, don't sleep with them because they fallen from where?
From the sky.
From the sky. So but again, we have in ancient Egypt temple, we have this type of the dish, the helicopter, whatever. But there is a sign, and even this Nephilim was living in the border between Egypt and Palestine and Israel. So we have the pharaohs and we have the Palestine or Israel, and the Nephilim was in the border in this area. That's why God tell Israel, go and kill them, make the war, but they were scared. They said they a lot. It's not like 1 or 2 or 100, they a lot. And this a lot, they have a war was like maybe ants or mosquitoes, or we are nothing to them. But the very last history in the Old Testament was with King David. Yeah. And after that, nothing. Till I come to Tonga and I see the Maui Rock.
The Maui Rock, huh? Awesome job, Dr. Ray. And
So my question now, what do you think about the UFO?
I think it's a continuation, proposal from us to do Hebrew, and let's talk about a more Hebrew Bible being given.
yes,
And you
I
teach
really
a
need to get a
class.
copy of that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then,
and
yeah.
you know what is very sad for me? The book Song of Songs. A lot of Christians, they angry from this book. They said the word in this book, it shouldn't be in the Bible because it's all about sexual and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And
Okay.
the people, they hate to read this book, Song of Songs. Have you heard about it or you read it?
Yeah, the Song of Psalms. That's David's
Yeah.
journal. Became
But
public.
You mean
I
that's
told you,
King David.
Song of Songs, when you read it in Hebrew, it's very respectful word.
Mhm.
I don't know who's the one have the gut to translate the Song of Songs, but the Song of Songs in Hebrew by King Solomon.
Right.
In English, they said King David.
David.
Number
Yeah.
one. Number two, the words. A lot of people, they get angry. They don't understand the English interpretation or the English translation of Song of Songs. The
Mhm.
Song of Songs that when you read it in Hebrew, wow, you actually, God wrote a portrait, the relation between God and human, how God loved us. But when it's wrote in English, destroy all the meaning, and it's been like man and woman, and no. You know, the Song of Songs, I read it in English, first chapter, second chapter, and then I close the book because I was so angry. With the interpretation. But when you read it in Hebrew, wow, you just like, is this much God love me? But when it's translated to English, no way. The other thing, I don't know if you know or not, in the English version, there is 14 books missing from the Old Testament.
13, huh?
14.
14,
Tahafa.
Tafa. I got
Yeah.
to hear Tafa missing, yeah, me to tapo. Or we have Hebrew version here, Brenda, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that Hebrew, missing Hebrew.
Yeah. And you know, even in the Genesis, like I have one chapter, 53 verses. When Risisi read it, I said, where is the rest? It's finished. I said, no, we still like have another 4 verses. Ayo, then I saw the other 4 verses in the other chapter. So,
Okay.
and some of them, it's not there already. Like even with the, like the Old Testament, some verses, it's jumped from chapter 8 to chapter 9. And some verses is not even jumped to any verses, just like deleted as it is.
I cannot wait to have a copy of the Hebrew version too.
I will send you the app link. It's easy to download.
Okay.
It's but what happened, because you can't read the Hebrew one, you can get in a top and you read some English, but a pure one with some Hebrew word, you can ask me. In the meantime, if you'd like every man show, I can start to teach Hebrew alphabet and Hebrew.
That's awesome.
If you want, I will prepare everything. So we will have the man show, and then the last half an hour or 20 minutes, I will make the Hebrew lesson. So the end of the day, when you read the Hebrew Bible, you remember me.
That's
What do you think
awesome,
about
Dr.
this?
Ray.
That will be like free lesson in Hebrew.
That's awesome, Dr. Ray. Well, we would love that. Yes, no more question for you, Dr. Ray, but I know Brenda wanted to talk about something today. I
Yeah.
think this is very important because I think it will, we need your feedback on that one. So, Brenda, I'm just going
Okay.
to give it back to you to,
You want to run us a little
yes,
breather?
yes,
A
maybe
breather?
we can have a song
Yeah.
while you put together that one.
I be a no, babe. You know.
Yeah.
Dr. Ray has given us all the lights, and the lights multiply with the lights and the lights. UFO is fun to listen to. I took a
Okay.
lot of notes because it's something that always, it spares the mind, The mind want to know more.
Yeah.
Mm.
I will send you the PowerPoint in your email, or Emeline can send it to your email so you can have all the verses in Hebrew
She can
and
just
English.
forward it to me, yeah.
And then you compare between this one and the one you have, and you will see the lack of
The difference.
translation.
You're
I
right.
will need to, okay.
So you play the song, then we'll come to Brent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Nice
Yeah.
little breather.
Okay, Brenda, back to you.
Okay. There was big news on the Kaniva, New Zealand, Dr. A. This is a story that was put on the newspaper and all media. Okay. So this Palangi person in New Zealand sued a nobleman of the crown in Tonga because he lapsed on a loan contract, right? That the nobleman and him went into this contract. And it wasn't a loan from anybody, it was a nobleman's personal loan that was approved by this Palangi man, right? So I follow up the news. It came on last Friday, and I shared with Line. And how did you feel about it, Emeline, after you read it?
You know, the only thing I gonna have a little rush through reading it. I did not really
Okay.
know much of the story, other than I felt like the the attorneys, you know, were representing the. When I read about it, I think the nobleman was not at the courthouse. I believe it
No.
was represented by an attorney. But for me, I'm not sure uh, of the situation, other than the judge was granting this Palangi man with 250,000, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't really know the detail of the loan and what
Yeah.
happened with that contract. But I think what and you and me talk about this, I think it's the same thing that what I mentioned to you. This can be related to Dr. Ray and Sissy because you know how people like what happened with you guys applying for your license, and instead of having the real truth about the thing, the media is already out and coming out with the propaganda or whatever it is they wanted to broadcast out there. And I think that is why it's so important to us to talk about that, how media are putting things out there that is not true,
Right.
and they only can put it based on their whatever
One
motive they
side.
have, you
It's
know.
a one side
On
opinion.
one side, there's always two sided of the story. But for me, with TWN, if we want to put something out there, we just want to put out the truth. We don't want to put out only because it's something that maybe benefit me or benefit somebody else. No,
Right.
it's the truth that we wanted to put out. And I think tonight is about the media, and I think that's why I wanted to. I think this will be interest with Dr. Ray because, media always out there uh, doing damage,
Hunting. Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
So, and
First
just
of
back to
all,
you, Brenda. Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say something. It's two different stories, and it's not even matches to each other. What happened to the novel in New Zealand and what happened to me here. There is no matches in the story. The only thing matches the media.
The media, exactly.
The true
Yes.
or false. The true or false. Let me give you a shortcut because they said I was a pizza delivery in Australia. Okay, let me tell you. In Australia, I have my IT business. I do website, and I did the website for the Egyptian embassy in Australia, and I have the IT one, and also I have a company production company for the radio station. I work in Radio 2ME and Radio Gowana and Radio 2WG. I was the production company contract with these companies. Even till now, I do some production for the 3 radio station. In a top of that, I was a private investigator.
Okay.
And in a top of that, I have a car dealer license and I have my car yard in Parramatta Road, Forward. I have more than 20 cars in my yard. I was very busy man, okay? I don't have time for all the other shit. In the meantime, I was doing the natural medicine, the natural and herbalist in a side of my all these businesses. I already finished the study on natural medicine, and I saw people in Australia as nutritionists. For me, work, any type of work, it will not put me down, okay? But the brain, the mind, I'm very smart in business. I have business degree. I have master degree in strategy. I'm accounting. I'm a doctor. I'm a nutritionist. So nothing wrong to learn. And in the top of that, I preach the Bible, not by word, but the Bible in my life. And everyone come close to me, he will know me. This half of the story. The other half of the story, because I was a private investigator, they offer me 5 million Australian dollars, AUD, to be a fake witness in one of the court, and I refused. And this court case by some of the Putua, and I refused. I'm not this type of person look for money. Otherwise, I will not be here in Tonga. I know myself, and I have the offer by email, and I refused. Nowadays, if someone offer you 1 million or 2 million or 5 million to just be a fake witness, no, because Jesus said in the Bible, don't. I'm not a fake. But they try to make you fake, as they try with Jesus. So my story is different than the noble one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As a private investigator, I will talk about step by step.
Okay.
First of all, when you go to the bank to get a loan, okay, you must approve documents. So the document being approved by Balani or by the bank manager, he's the one approved. So go and ask him. But people try to mix stories together. It doesn't work. You can't mix sugar with salt. When you drink, you will vomit. But that's true. That's the media. Try to mix everything together. Okay. For me, Jesus, I love Jesus. Jesus was carpenter. Yes? Yes or
Yes.
yes or false? Yes. So that's a change. The Jesus, true. He's the Son of God. He's the God. He's the creator. No. But he was a carpenter. Nothing wrong with your job. You know, if you collect garbage, what's wrong? As IT, and I have business IT, I have a subcontract in Australia to install the fiber, the network, you know, the internet. So I have the subcontract to my company to install the fiber in some area in Australia, in New South Wales. So that means sometimes I have the digging to install, because to make the tranche for all the data and all the cable and all the wires, you need to be IT. And I have the people digging, and I'm digging with them, because at the end of the day, I get paid by meter. So if I done 100 meter, and Australia, we have like this type of quality, like when you're digging the road, where is the pipe, the water pipe, where the gas, where's the electricity, and how you make it safe, and after you finish, how you finish your work, and how you put the sign. It's a lot, but it's a big money. If you want to make money, you will make money, but be honest. Work hard in your life. That's make you have more experience, a lot of experience.
Mhm.
So for me,
Yeah.
I did everything. I do welding.
Mhm.
I do welding. Why not?
I know,
If
because
Jesus,
you're a
Jesus
jack
was
of
a
all
carpenter,
trades.
if Jesus was a carpenter, what's
Yeah.
wrong with that?
Yeah.
So people say whatever they said. The end of the
Yes.
day, I know myself. But again, when you mix between the I'm not the noble, you know,
And
I'm
that
not
is so
the
true,
one
Dr. Ray,
uh,
that the two
in
stories are
Hebron, because
different.
there
Yeah.
is two story different.
Yes,
And
the
at the end of
story
the
are
day,
two
I
different
can't.
stories. Yes.
Because, you know, private investigator, when we do the investigator, we have two things. We have something called hearsay. Hearsay, you
Yeah.
can say whatever you want.
Yes.
But there's difference between hearsay and statement and statutory of declaration. There is even different in statutory of declaration and statement. So when it's come to all this, people can say whatever they said. But you know what? The problem is they all use fake pages.
Yeah.
Fake what?
Fake
Pages.
pages. They create fake pages in Facebook and talk.
Yeah.
If you are not fake, why you don't use your own page to say your own word? But because what you create is fake and against the law, you just create fake page to come to attack other people. But if you are real, come in real, come to your real page, and I
Yeah.
will take you to the court. I'm telling you, I will take you to the court. Because the end of the day, if what you said in media, you don't have a proof for what you said, that's defamation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's defamation. I
That's
agree with
what
that.
that's what we're
People,
talking about on this
people use
case.
fake pages. People use fake pages. The end of the day, that will affect me? No. No.
Dr. Ray, the
Yeah.
the case is a real case. But the
Look,
two
I tell you, I'm not part of this real case. You know, like the real case between the noble and the bank and whatever in New Zealand, that's his case. But
Right.
my case, I apply for license. They said, we are happy. I said, there is exam. They said, there is no exam. What is the guideline? Our guideline, like any other guideline. They tell me to finalize your license, get premise, to show us where you practice in Tonga. That's to finalize your license. Okay, that's mean they all happy with my qualification, and they ask me after all this, get the premise to finalize your license. So I get this email to finalize your license. We need to get a premise in Tonga. So I get the premise. And then on March 2019, there is a person sent it from the Minister of Health to the premise to check the premise according to what they said or not. And he said the premise is perfect. Okay. So all this, all the qualification, everything was Saibe. Then I broke up with Putua. Then I have this email from the previous medical board chairman. You will never get your license.
But why are we going there? Why are we going there?
Because you break up with ...
Okay.
And that will never guarantee your license. And who is Samuel Vaikul? That's May 2019. Okay. So when you talk about politics, that's how I affected. I affected by politics, not by truth. You got it?
Well, yeah. So
then, we want you to explain this. I explain. We want you to provide this. I provide. See how it's the start? After they said to finalize your license, get the premise. So it's two different stories.
Yes.
My
Yes.
story is being affected by politics and by threatened by email and by threatened by some people. But all this will be in the court, full stop.
Yeah.
If I'm asking to apologize for what they put in the media, but if they not apologize, I will see them in a court, full stop, and I will get my right there because I have evidence. I have evidence. They forget that I private investigator, but they deal with me as pizza guy. Go ahead. But I'm telling them that I'm private investigator and I have all the emails between me and them, one by one. And with their foolish, when they respond to me, they respond to me with act is already 2013 and this act being admitted on 2017 and it changed. They never knows what they talk to me, what they reply to me, but I have everything. So what happened with the noble, that's his issue.
Yeah. And of course, we agree with that, Dr. Ray. What we're trying to bring out tonight is the media, because that's the one common ground here, the media. They always have something out there to put people down, you know, and I think that's
I'm telling you, this politics. I've
yes.
been infected by politics. That's number one. Number two, these people use fake pages.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yes, people can
And
make
now,
up fake
how
pages.
come the people believe people they use fake pages? And because I talk about the vaccine, on the view I studied, they affected me too as well.
Right.
And what about the
Okay.
all doctors talk about the vaccine all over the world?
Okay,
They demolish
doctor.
them.
Okay.
It's clear or not?
No, you're clear. But what we're trying to say, what I'm trying to bring together to our discussion tonight is the fact that people are so quick to sue, so quick to run this propaganda out to the media so that people will be on their side. But this Palangi man went and lived at the nobleman's ihunga. You know, he lived there
Island.
on the island. And he loved it so much that he started asking for a piece of land from the island to be occupied, right? And of course, the noble he loves the people that come to his island. This is not the first Palangi that came, but he came with an agenda, right? So after, yeah,
Okay, okay.
2005,
Okay.
this,
Now I understand your question.
yes.
Now I understand your question. Okay. I have one of my patients when he get healed. After they said you have like 3 months to live. After he get healed, he come to give me a piece of land and I refused. I said, I did my job. I already charged you. Keep the land for you and for your kids. I don't need it. When people come to give me gift, like yesterday, I have this patient, I'm telling you, I have this patient the mother bring her daughter, was nerve breakdown. Okay. And I told her, why you didn't go to the hospital? She said, I'm scared to take my daughter there. These people affected by media? No. The daughter, you know, she's even not respond to it. I've been with her till finally 7:30 in the morning when she gave me the first response and opened her eye and talked.
Oh, bless her heart.
And I asked the mom during the night, what happened? Why this type of nerve breakdown? She told me I was get mad on her because she was trying to eat the noodles, and I told her, keep the noodles for tomorrow, because if you eat it today, we'll not have food for tomorrow. And you know, she said that. And she started to cry. I said, it's okay, you were right. But you have to make your daughter not to get angry, otherwise it will fainted and shaking all over. This morning, after her daughter come and smile and happy, she asked me how much you want. I said, anything, but be sure you have the food for your kids today. Where is my agenda here? A lot of people come to me, they don't have money to pay. And I said, Jesus paid. A lot of people come to me, I said, go to the church, that's just get me a piece of paper that you can afford to pay. And Jesus paid. I will see you. I have a lot of people here. I can show you that letter from the church. But you know, Jesus said, what you do in your right hand, don't let the left hand know. I keep this to myself. When people say, he come here to collect money. What money? But my patient, they knows me.
Yeah.
So when you talk about agenda, what agenda? You know, if I come with agenda, I easily can accept the 5 million to be, that's it, you know, 5 minutes like you won the lotto.
Right.
You went to the, even, you went to the big house a couple of times and, but no. You know, the difference is, I deal with people, they dying. And that's teach me the wisdom of life. It's not like, no, I deal with even kids with cancer.
But
So when we talk about agenda, what agenda, you know, like for example, I have my store shop there. All the equipment I need to have to be a carpenter. That's number one. Number two, because I have the science background, I use the rubbish, the garbage to make biogas. What the people said, people say. For me, it's hearsay. Because at the end of the day, I have this type of people. I have how many patients I said Jesus paid. I sell them for free. At the end of the day, I put my head on the pillow and I said, I'm so proud of my handwork. If I don't wake up tomorrow, that's it. I know where I will be. I will be in the heaven.
Okay, so what we have to look at here, Dr. A, this is a Palangi man who came with an agenda since 2005. Did the nobleman charge him for bringing his families to the island every month from New Zealand, bringing his friends, bringing all his associates? No, never. But every year since 2005 to this year, this man decided to take him to court without the nobleman knew it. Without him, he just decided intentionally to surprise him during COVID that he had to pay back this money. There was no contract written here. It was just him to the court, to the judge of New Zealand, without any word from the nobleman, because noblemen don't talk to the media about personal loans and stuff, personal interaction with other people, right? But Kaniva and the Tonga Now News brought it out last Friday. They blast the inside of the court in there, and it's like a thumb down kind of a media news, you know, news to the world. So we caught on to that, and today I got a confirmation that now the Palangi guy now remembered all the things that noblemen have done for him all these years. And every year, year after year, they were just doing what they never proposed any kind of business you know, development or nothing. It was just friendship all the way up to here. And now all of a sudden he took him to court. And surprisingly, the judge on the case and said to the nobleman, you must pay it, right? You must pay it because it's a personal loan. But the nobleman never, you know, he's going to come back with whatever back. But the morale of the story is, it's just like how you're saying, you know, you're a foreigner belonging into our country. What you're saying, you love the people. You're very, very kind-hearted to the people that come as your patients. But then on the other hand, you have these Palangi people come with an agenda, you know, oh, I'm gonna get his island. I'm gonna give him the money and I'm gonna get the island, forgetting that Tonga is owned by the king, is ruled by the king, is these noblemen are supposed to be supporters of the king. So the king divvied out his ways of whatever for these noblemen to make a life. You know, they have their own stipends that come to them every month. And if this nobleman ever thought that this man is gonna come out with the, you know, with this story, personal stories onto the court, you know, that's another thing. But I'm just saying, yeah.
That's what happened when I brought the person I thought is my friend. I brought him here to Tonga to work with me.
Yeah.
And I've been paying him. And the very last day, he stole everything and ran, and he's talking bad about me and my wife and my father.
Yeah, that's it. That's the kind of thing.
So the end of the day, that maybe happened with the Balani and the Noble, and that's what happened to me with this person.
Mm.
Okay. But you know, as Tupo Helo said, we learn from our mistake.
Yeah.
Yes,
I remember when she put the testimony, when she said, you know, Tupo was going through this issue, same issue, yeah?
Yes.
And she learned. And when she learned, she get more stronger and stronger. But this, the person he learned from his mistake, how to be strong, not to be
have
weak.
To be strong. Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I learned to be strong.
Yeah.
You know.
And he learned to be side pay all the time, Dr. Ray.
Side pay,
let me explain to you. In the Bible, people give glory to God by lips, and people give glory to God in handwork. Jesus said, they will talk bad. They will create stories about you because you are not from the earth. You are from the heaven. Yeah. You know what I did? I just pray my daily pray and sleep. People, they said, I'm from Egypt, I'm Muslim. Okay. People said I was Muslim, but I became Christian to marry Sisi. People said, you know, when I married Sisi, her father, which is my father-in-law, he was from the opposition from the government. So at least if I come with agenda, I will marry people from the government. especially when the previous minister, prime minister, I was in his home. I have all his relatives, neighbors, but you know, he considered me as his son, and I considered him as my father. And I respect the place even till now. You know, till now, when people talk bad about it, God bless his soul, Akalisu Behiva, I stand up because I'm his son. He said that in the letter. All his sons and daughters, they are my brother and sister. In the meantime, I have my father-in-law, Samuel Vaipulu. He's very honest, very, very honest. And my wife and his family and her family, you can ask Sisi. They all consider me as their brother, the way I deal with them. You know,
Yeah.
there is no one, you know, the devil tried to
That's it.
destroy
Yeah. Yes.
the good word.
Yes.
The end of the day, we have one main judge, Jesus.
Yes,
Yeah.
so true.
If
Yes.
people not scared for this day, because people, they thought, I can do whatever I want, then I will go to the church, cry for forgiveness, and God will forgive me. No, forget about. Jesus is not a dummy or not a doll in your hand. You just put it on the side, you go and damage people, then you come back to
Come
him
back
and he
and
will say,
Jesus.
yes, I
Yeah.
forgive
You're
you,
right.
welcome to
Yeah.
the heaven. No, people deal with Jesus as a stupid idiot. God, sorry for saying that.
Yeah.
You know, this is my Bible. Just like, see, you can see, it's like someone study there. See,
Yeah.
everything like someone study. Even the back of the Bible. See, I put notes. The front of the Bible, I put notes. That's my Bible.
Yeah. Well,
One day,
Emeline, yeah, go
one,
ahead.
and the bishop was preaching something, and I put my hand up. What you preach is not wrong. It's not belong
Yeah.
to the Bible. The
Go
spirit
ahead.
is not there. And I told him, for me, I throw the Bible once in my life, and that's it. Or carrying the Bible and I walk in the Bible. Jesus said, I wish if you are hot or cold, but in between,
No, look,
not like to throw you up. I never been like this. I never been like this. But anyhow, God is God, and God knows the truth.
Yeah.
And
yes,
that's
amen to
why
that.
till now,
Yeah.
I have this happy face.
That's
I'm
right.
smiling because I know the truth.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
amen.
I want to,
Hallelujah to that.
yeah, I want to speak in Tongan to Emeline. So Eline, whamurumure pe, ko uhinga pe whakano o mai, he korunga oku, ia pe whoke raitea mi te ake nau tuku mai mea I whare hopo, he, mo mea au hoko. Ko mea pe ni ako oku kuike kau pārangi ki ai, he na uomi ko ki tonga. O nau find pe nau tori a loophole, ke si loka ia I hataha aki e nau fie mau, pea osi ai pea muhangai fo I talano osi ilo I pehe tama, ilo ewe tama Emeline, pea ko ilo e ne whonga ngā we koe nothing but bad, he? Tamparangi. He kono ngā o kutoi horia ke palahi mai ki tua, o kui kai ke kau kakai e ni ihi ai, he? Ka koe ni mea koe ne hanga whako koe I he newspaper koe na nusila. Pea moe media, moe rei tio koe na kakai tonga, pea pehe whaki tonga. Mantui koe atu pe koe tala nua lo tonga I taimini. Pe kau aki moe no pere koe ni maha ko si lo pe tonga kotoa. O kutonu ke ia a fair informational o kutonu ke vahe. He ko ngā te ke rea no pere ia detail e anga o e nau associate mo e pālango ni. Ko ke sio, ko ne tāra pe ko no pere e saipe e ne hanga suia, ka tene counter suia I he osi koe e ne totongi. Kai ko me e ko ni ke mai he na kai ke ane kai ha asi pe na e kai ko corrupted. They both agreed that he's going to have a place in Hunga for his family, que na o mau eva mo na mai call it his beach, clubhouse, you know, or somewhere that they can come to vacation on. O te kei ke ai ha mea. Ka koe fo I lo, ko uhinga koe no pere. This was a clean loan agreed by two people. Ko uhinga pe ia koe, he took it to court mainly because COVID fall and all his bills were on a standstill. He wanted that money to cover his bills, you know. So to me, if the media, if we ever brought out something like that from someone's for TWN to broadcast it, what do you think you would do?
Brenda, you asking me the question?
Both of you.
I
She's
think
been talking
because,
in Tongan, so actually she will ask you,
yeah,
not me.
yeah. All you have to do, Dr. Ray, say, iyo, saipe.
Okay, Elio,
Saipe.
because she was speaking to you in Tongan, and then so she will ask you, not me. Otherwise, I will type it.
Saipe. I think our time is we're going over our time here, but let's just recap. And I think this is so important, Brenda, for me to, if I have anything to say here, it's so important to put out the truth. There's always two sides of the story, and there's always
Yes.
the truth to this, to every story, and we need to just bring out the truth. So, and that's what our message out there to the media. Don't I mean, these people that you are talking to, that is not true. They have families, they have their life, they live. And it's so important that whatever you want to put out there in the media, make sure it's the truth and make sure there's no motive
On
in.
both parties.
Yes, for both parties, right?
Like what we've been talking today. In Hebrew, NEPHILIM. In English, angels. See?
Yeah, that's so
They
true.
twist.
They twist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have NEPHILIM here, we have angels here, and
Are we losing you, Dr. Ray? Dr. Ray, you frozen on us. But anyway, that's so true. Second, if I version ka Hebrew,
Yes.
originally, eh? But
Yes.
second, the liu go give for palangi, o
Okay.
kukehe, eh? Ayaw pehe pe nila go fatatagan ke media. How go for monia, pero ate loia, eh?
Mo ate loia. Iyo. Iyo.
Okay. Dr. Ray, I don't know what happened with your internet, but
You froze
I
up.
hear you. But thank you so much for tonight's the show. I mean, this is amazing to me.
Yes. UFO.
Makatolo ang Maui.
Yeah.
That's what really interests me tonight. O ko kala tupua ko makatolo ang Maui. How ikaw palangi o dalamay ka tsunami rock? No, it is not a tsunami rock. This is Makatolo ang Maui.
Yes.
Don't come and rename and rewrite our history.
And not that. Don't come and threat.
Yes.
Do something to threat our people. You're the one that came to Tonga, not us.
Yes. I go so I forget how I go to Lucas and the tsunami is not something like it's something recently, but okay, back in the days na tingin ta fanon to tsunami. Na ta fanon pe to he ahiyo mo metala no ahiyo. Well, all of those kids. And how can they come up and rename that rock Maui go tsunami rock? But that's tonight, Brenda. And that is so true, Brenda. I'm glad that you brought that up. Maui
Next time to come on, I will bring some new info.
And we didn't hear from your friend. Did you send the thing for your friend? I didn't see your friend coming in tonight. So
he did. I think kay Kelava o Mia.
Oh.
He did. I sent him the. Anyways, Prince Lifey kapaw ke mawe I think naton ke humay because we will accept it.
I asked to admit so, but because it will come on top of my screen, but it maybe na humay time go now drop out there.
Yes,
So,
yes.
But I'm so glad that you guys did not drop out. But anyway, kung nga ito program ay bevini pag informalot kamuto mo may tau tala no he pōni ke UFO pa tau tala no ke mea koin koe mahu inga ke tau hanga o tuko te mooni me media ka o te tau wha o mai ngahi mea koe ke te tonu he koe inga he mune wisia ai kakai pa koe ke ngata pehe wisia koe ni ka koe you know this are people's life we talk about Brenda
Ia.
o koe ke
Ia.
whema uia ke tau hanga i tau tō tuhi wha ki lana tau lama pe ke ema tau tareki mo
Yes.
Koe ke
Yes.
whema ke tau tau tuhi wha ka lama ke tau tupu hake I mean ke tau tupu
That's
hake
right. That's right. E ko
because at the
wow.
end of the day it's all about our relationship with God you know
Ia.
and whoever you're trying to put down you cannot you know I mean it's gonna be coming back on you again someday you know
Ia. Ka koe ke lau peke ai, koe kau palangi ne whia ku hau ki tonga. O klei me, pa osko ia ia ta koe. Koe palangi pena i tu he we halape hau tala mai ko ia ko malta pili o ne hau ia ka hasi ta e ta
And-
wongo pa anga mo ne
yeah
kotoa.
but you know thank you Dr. Ray I think it's time for dinner for you and then join Sissy for dinner so but we thank you so much for tonight if you're hearing us so Brenda there have final word before I get the
I kai malo mo mea mai, mo mea. Have a good evening.
Good night. Ko Emeline Faaumu-Niutei, your host, Epiphany, from Seattle.
Good night, everybody. Brenda
Fatu.
Kongaika. Sorry, Lynn, malo o
That's
fatu.
fine. Fatu.